You see, I mean, come on, so we can make it. We got stuck for a second now. Come on. That was not good. Try that again. That's what I wanted right there. Yeah, see, but that thing is usually pretty fast. And the bag drains quite quick on this machine. Because not only because of the way it is, I mean, because this is, I know it's smaller than the Mojave Ground brushes. I mean, it's kind of way taller in my hand. You see, but I mean, look at this thing. It's actually flying pretty good. Come on, let's hope we don't miss. Come on, we don't miss. Yay. Yeah, you can see, but this is a very nice looking machine, my opinion. I do like this Mojave Ground brushes. I do like this mini maxx. You can see. I don't know if this is my favorite. No, my mini maxx was my favorite the whole time. There's other people that have complaints about the dish which breaking, putting a 3S on this thing, which honestly is not. If you change it up and give it a little bit, you definitely will be fine. I know. Definitely expected this thing. I mean, you see, come on, no, wheels, not on the body. Come on. This just pisses me off because every time I try and play this, it goes this way and then lands on the body. That's why the body gets destroyed. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, it's whatever, but you can see, but I don't like this thing sticking out like that. You can see, you see, come on, land on the wheels. That's why I want it right there. But there it goes. That is getting dead. So this thing has a long time, and then the more it gets hot around, but you let it sit outside for a second until it cools down, because you have the whole motor catch on fire. So that's how you see. Oh, climb up there pretty good. I mean, this thing is like you can see, it definitely looks pretty nice looking in my opinion, but you can see how much it's better this mini maxx. You see, I see some people compare it between the Mojave Ground brushless model. It's actually the Mojave Ground brushless is actually way smaller than the mini maxx in my opinion, because you can see how tall it is actually, which is actually not too bad in my opinion. But you see how much it's better this thing, which is definitely looks pretty nice looking machine in my opinion. So you can see how much it's better this mini maxx. So you can see, which is definitely. It's definitely how much you expected this thing exactly, but don't surprise the things actually could get used almost like quite a bit of times, because you see how much expected on this machine exactly, which is definitely how much you expected this machine exactly, which is definitely looks pretty nice. And you see, it cuts up, because last time I played this thing, it stopped like over there somewhere. So I'm pretty sure it's probably got to stop like you can see. You see, but and I don't know how this thing still is surviving though. Is after the body is completely trash on this thing, which other than that, it's not a bad looking machine in my opinion, but you can see how much it's better this thing exactly, which is definitely how much I expected this machine exactly, but don't surprise the thing as you can see how much it's better this thing. I mean, it's pretty small in my opinion compared to the other IC cars that I own. I still mean to get the Armor Vortex fixed, but that could be it. Just put a brushless motor onto it, which is definitely how much it's better this thing. You can see, yeah, I mean, I definitely would put a 2S on the moment with the Armor Vortex 2 drive machine. I know the Armor decided they actually made a 2S version of this thing, which is definitely how much expected this thing, which is definitely how much expected this machine exactly, but don't surprise this thing is actually getting used almost like quite a bit. Yeah, I don't like how this thing's sticking out like that. That's why if I ever decided to get a new body for this one, it's definitely how much I expected this thing exactly, which just definitely looks very nice looking machine in my opinion, but you can tell this thing's actually gonna get used almost like quite a bit no matter what, because you can see how much expected this thing exactly, which is definitely how much I expected this machine exactly, and definitely how much I expected this machine exactly. You should get this thing exactly, as you can see, really nice. You can see compared to the Mojave Ground brushless 223S version. Definitely how much I expected this thing exactly, which is definitely how much I expected this thing, which I do like the same line, because you see how much expected this machine's been used almost like quite a bit, and this thing will be used almost like a whole weekend. If it has no problems with it, you can see. I mean, you can see how much I expected this thing, which is definitely how much I expected this thing exactly. And I mean, you gotta make sure the bolts are tight, because sometimes the bolts will come loose, and then that's why they fall off. You can see, because it's got a blue wheel on it, because unfortunately the original bolt, I don't know what happened to the original bolt on it. As you can see, because you see how much expected. See, I expected this thing, which is definitely how much. Oh, stop right there. So yeah, that's it.